Welcome back! Today I am sharing my experience traveling from Boston, Massachusetts to Townsville, Australia. This was back in January of 2023. I was traveling with my boyfriend KJ and my sister Nicole because she is actually going to grad school in Australia for the next 2 years. And let me tell you, it was a long day at almost 48 hours of traveling. I was extremely nervous before we left. I had done some long haul flights before, but this was just a whole other level. I even wrote a note on my phone the night before trying to manifest smooth sailing for the whole entire day. Thankfully, everything went okay, but there were definitely some hiccups. Let's get into it. Hi, I'm Sarah. In 2021, I was diagnosed with celiac disease at 23 years old. I had a really hard time processing this major life change, and I thought I couldn't do the things I loved, like traveling. But I've been determined to continue to live life to the fullest, and since my diagnosis, I've been able to travel to 21 countries. Now I plan on traveling all around the world and finding the best gluten-free food along the way. The day started super early in Boston around 4 a.m. and on our quick drive to the airport, I had a banana and some hard-boiled eggs that I made the night before. I like to start all of these long travel days with a full stomach, or as full of a stomach as I can have at 4 a.m. We said our goodbyes and then it was time to head to LAX on our way to Nicole's new home.
Plot twist, we're actually just staying in LAX. Nicole's dropping out of grad school before she gets there to pursue her dreams of acting.
The flight was 6 hours long and I had a few snacks that I brought from home ahead of time. And tip 1, when you're traveling with celiac disease, always pack snacks. And if you can, make sure they're heftier kinds of snacks, like tortillas that are kind of a quasi sandwich that can be more like meals. I also had some of Delta's gluten-free snack options, and at the time it was an 88 Acres seed bar, and I also got some ginger ale that usually helps me with any gas that I have on planes. And once we landed at LAX, right out of our gate, there was a Jersey Mike's.
So Jersey Mike's, it's always on Find Me Gluten-Free because they have Udi's gluten-free bread and good reviews. So I gotta confirm with them that they can do the protocols, but I can eat food today. It's happening.
And tip number 2, I swear I manifested this Jersey Mike's. So you need to calm your anxiety and use meditation and manifestation techniques because let's face it, traveling with celiac disease is stressful. And honestly, traveling is just stressful in general. It was so amazing to conveniently eat a sandwich at the airport alongside my boyfriend and my sister.
I just got a ham and provolone sandwich from Jersey Mike's. I've also eaten there in the Charlotte airport and they have Udi's gluten-free buns and honestly, it's really good. It's just, I'm happy to be having a sandwich in an airport, just like everyone else.
Jersey Mike's has a great reputation. They are a national brand that has great gluten-free protocols, but because they are a chain, you need to assess the knowledge of the staff before you order. So definitely keep asking all of your questions. For me, I had a great experience. They changed their gloves, they washed their hands, they wiped down the entire station. They pulled ingredients from the back and they used Udi's gluten-free bread.
Does this look gluten-free?
Yeah, I think you're good.
And unfortunately, our layover at LAX was 8 hours long, and this exceeds the 6-hour limit for the airline Delta to hold our luggage. So we basically had to reclaim our luggage and just hang out until we could check in. So we ate our sandwiches at baggage claim. And after waiting another hour, the boredom really set in. I decided to go for a walk to the next terminal where I got a matcha and just some gluten-free snacks at the kiosk. Yes, they were very expensive, but I like to make sure I'm fully stocked up on different kinds of snacks.
I just meandered around. There's nothing here. I went to the international terminal that's literally like a half mile away. Not actually, but it was a dramatic walk. I got some snacks. So I got Cheetos and matcha. And the Cheetos are neon. Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
I'm hungry. I'm bored.
Tip number 3, pack a bunch of different snacks instead of just 12 of the same kind of bar. You're gonna get sick of it, especially on a long travel day. So you wanna make sure you actually are craving these snacks. And finally, we were able to check our bags and we went right to the Delta Sky Club.
I'm currently on hour 15 in the LAX airport. I'm currently in the Delta Sky Club lounge and so far it's been a pretty good day for gluten-free.
Tip number 4, we get access to these lounges through credit cards, and if you're an avid traveler, you might want to try one out for yourself. On this specific day, we were able to get into the Delta Sky Club because we were flying Delta and we had the American Express Platinum cards. If you have more questions about this, let me know. Lounges are great because they offer free food for all, but they're often in buffet style, which I do not recommend because This is where cross-contact and cross-contamination can happen at all levels. I've been to a lot of airline lounges that have little allergen signs, but you still can't trust people are not touching their spoons to the right things. Trust me. There's usually a manager of the lounge that I can talk to, so I usually go up to them and explain my allergy and see what they can do for me if they have any meals in the back that they can have. In this case, I got a lot of fruit.
Now that we're in the lounge, I just inquired about food with the manager and they weren't super sure what gluten-free foods were available, so I'll probably go try again, but for now, look at what I got. 2 heaping piles of food. I don't think I'll be able to eat all of this or my stomach's gonna hurt, but this is very exciting.
And tip number 5, book your gluten-free meal on the airline ahead of time. You can usually do this online or calling them by phone 24 to 48 hours before. The deadline varies for specific airlines, so definitely double check, but make sure you don't miss the deadline. When booking my last few flights, I've been able to book my gluten-free meal at that time, so definitely keep an eye out for it.
Gotta stretch it out before this 15-hour flight. I'm so excited.
And after a few hours, I was served my first plain meal. It was honestly not that great. It was boiled chicken with rice and some vegetables with a side salad, some gluten-free bread on the side that was really dry, and of course, more fruit. And then about halfway through our 16-hour flight, I was woken up from my jet-lag sleep for this snack.
Sarah, tell us how you're currently feeling about what you just got for a gluten-free snack.
I'm currently feeling like I'm at a 5-star Michelin restaurant. They just brought out 2 pieces of bread. In between, there were 3 grilled slices of zucchini. I couldn't finish it, seriously. That's disgusting. I'm not hungry, so I'm just gonna save this for emergencies, but that is a weird combination of food. Delta, if you're watching this, discontinue this sandwich of yours.
Out of curiosity, what would constitute an emergency for that would have you have to eat that?
If I'm really hungry and I have no other options, which will never happen because I have a bag full of snacks.
And then I had one more meal before landing, and this was actually breakfast.
What do we have today?
Okay, it looks like I have eggs with a side of tomatoes and spinach. Ooh, pretty good, right? And then I have, guess what? More fruit.
Oh.
Almost no fruit. And then I'm not sure what I have in here, but let's unpack it.
It's a whole bag of goodies.
Feeling much more energized since the last time we spoke. I slept very well. Oh my god. It's a muffin. It's actually wrapped.
Yeah.
Not like in saran wrap. Oh my god. Orange juice. And more fruit.
We landed in Sydney and still had one more flight to go. We immediately went to the Virgin Australia Lounge where I was able to take a hot shower and get refreshed after such a long flight. I also had some amazing food.
So after our 15-hour flight, I did eat pretty well, but I am starving. I don't even know what time my body thinks it is, but it's currently 8:30 a.m. I did get bacon and eggs from the buffet. She did use separate utensils and pull it from the back, so that was very helpful, and she was aware of what gluten-free was. So I think she thought I was talking about me and my sister when she gave me 2 plates, but now I have 2 plates. I'm eating them for myself. And for lunch, I got this delicious salmon and quinoa salad. It's so good. I also got chips. They were gluten-free, and I got a Summersby cider. So all is well, spirits are high, and I think we have 4 more hours before our flight leaves, so I'm just gonna keep snacking and stay full.
And then it was time for our 3rd and final flight of the trip. Are you getting tired? Because I am just thinking about this travel day, and I definitely was tired day of. Thankfully, this was our fastest flight at around 3 hours to Townsville, but we were really losing it at this point.
Flight 3 is through. Nicole, any words? Well, that's not an option. It's not.
I had some granola bars on the plane, and once we made it to Townsville, we were exhausted. We immediately checked into our Airbnb and went to a local restaurant that I picked ahead of time. Tip number 6, download Find Me Gluten Free right now for all your gluten-free restaurant needs. And I was able to have a delicious quesadilla after this crazy long travel day. Thanks for sticking with me. Wow, that was a lot. The worst part about the whole day was this sandwich. I have no words. They should not even be able to call that a sandwich. But the best part was that overall things did go very smoothly, and I arrived in Australia. And I ended up spending a whole month in Australia and had an amazing experience finding gluten-free foods, and the knowledge about celiac disease was just impressive. I can't wait to share more about Australia and the 20 other countries I've visited with celiac disease, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of these future videos. I'm very excited. And if you could, it would just take 2 seconds. If you could like this video, it would really help me out. And this was definitely my longest travel day so far. So tell me in the comments if you've done something similar or how many hours your longest travel day was. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.